Yeah, because when he was going on, I don't think it was more so on the gore that was like a problem. I think it was just more so like on nudity, because there wasn't much gore in this, right?
Yeah, no,
It was like a regular.
Yeah, if you like boobs, then you'll like this movie.
That's the tagline, guys.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? It's the Well, What Do You Think crew, and we're here for a new movie review. I'm Omid.
Owen.
Amir.
I'm Alvin.
Yeah, we got Alvin behind the camera, and we just came out of the new Cronenberg movie, Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool.
Yep.
So we watched it here in Chino Hills, Harkins, and just like a brief synopsis of the movie. We all went in not knowing anything.
Yeah, went in blind for sure.
Which I think is the way to watch this movie. But for people who do want to go in knowing a little bit of something, it revolves around this couple going to, I believe it was like Croatia or some foreign country.
It was a fictional country.
It was not Croatia.
It was shot in Croatia.
Yes.
So it was a fictional country where they essentially are on vacation, but they get approached by two other rich members of this facility, and things will just go off the tracks from there. I don't want to give too much away, but all you need to know is things go crazy in this type of movie.
Yeah, from what I've heard from like reviews, I think the best way to kind of describe this, it's like the White Lotus if it took bad acid.
Yeah,
It's like an acid trip kind of movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like you said, went in blind. We just finished it like maybe 10 minutes ago, and we're still processing our thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I don't even know what to think. I was defending the movie, but I don't even know how.
So I kind of don't know where to like kind of start with this type of movie. Like, do we just kind of go into like what we liked?
What I'll say first, I think if you're kind of debating whether or not to go watch this movie in theaters, it is very graphic, both with the gore and also nudity.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend this movie to a lot of people. I think you have to either be a fan of Cronenberg, because I mean, if you know his legacy, I mean, this is his son. It's not an easy movie to recommend. Like I was telling them, I don't think I would recommend it to like anyone unless you're a true horror fan.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think I would ever rewatch it.
Yeah, someone
That
walked
kind of
out.
movie.
Someone walked out of the theater.
Yeah.
And I could see why.
Mhm.
Yeah, because when he was going on, I don't think it was more so on the gore that was like a problem. I think it was just more so like on nudity, because there wasn't much gore in this, right?
Yeah, no,
It was like a
wasn't.
regular.
Yeah, if you like boobs, then you'll like this movie.
That's the tagline, guys.
Yeah.
That's the review.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, I guess kind of like going in, we saw that this was like a very divisive movie. On Rotten Tomatoes, they believe it's at 88 from the critics, but from the audience is about at 50. So, I don't even know if I like this movie. Honestly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like-
know if I like it.
Like straight up, I'm like, how the hell did this get 84? Because even then, like all of us, not only is what I'll say, not only is it divisive, but I think the biggest hurdle for me, because I don't think I like this movie. Like I respect what they do, but I think the story of it truly feels very stagnant. And then at the end, there's like a really cool twist. But I told them, I was like, damn, I wish it happened sooner, just because this movie does feel a lot of like, all right, once you kind of understand what is happening, they just keep kind of, which is, I guess it's like, oh, just a snowball effect.
I feel
But-
like,
And it's such a, I don't know if I would say slow movie, but I don't know. Like,
I feel like you can't really talk about anything in this movie unless you kind of go into spoilers. Like,
Mhm.
you have to tell them a bit of the premise of what goes on to like truly understand it. Like, I think
knowing the premise actually would help.
I think so too.
Mhm.
So
Because I went, like, obviously we all had our different perspectives. Because I was expecting more body horror kind of stuff.
Same.
And maybe like a cyberpunk-esque thing where they kill
Skin.
people, steal skins.
uh-huh.
So I personally think, I don't know if like we're gonna go into like true spoilers, but I think going into the plot
Yeah.
would help.
I think spoilers is necessary for this.
So let's go into like the actual story of the movie. So, Stellan Skarsgård. what was it?
Alexander. Spoiler alert. You know, just from
yeah,
here on out.
spoiler alert. If you're gonna click off, I would say if you're just interested in a type of horror movie that is like I don't even know if it's political. Like just
I would pass. So I
Yeah.
guess if we say pass or watch out, I would say pass this one.
Are we giving the scores at the end or right now before the spoilers?
I'm
should
not
you
gonna
watch
just
it,
just
yeah.
like if it's worth watching in theaters, and then we'll go into our true scores because we can't
Okay.
really give a number yet.
Yeah.
So I would just say before we go into spoilers, you guys want to say if it's worth going to see it in theaters. What would you say?
It depends on if you really do like horror.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy horror movies, and this is something that I would want to watch, and I would recommend someone else who likes horror
agree.
to watch it. You said your horror buddy liked it, right?
He did, yeah, he did.
So it's
Tony
something
liked it.
if you are know what to expect when you come to a horror movie, because you're always expecting something different, and this is something different, and I haven't seen a movie like this, so it's enjoyable for me.
The way I compare is like, you sometimes you want like exotic food, not really knowing what it's gonna taste like for this. I think if you are somewhat interested or curious, obviously watching it in the theaters or watching when it goes on streaming. I think there are good things about it. I think the way it's shot is beautiful. It does make you feel things, so I would say it's worth a watch if you like horror. If you don't,
I don't understand why we're doing this. We barely know these people.
It's one day. Let's mix things up a bit.
You're just happy you found your fan club.
I've been waiting 6 years for your second book. Is it coming out soon?
I'm working on it.
What do you do for money then?
You married rich.
I actually came here looking for inspiration.
Yeah, I don't really would recommend this movie.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
So we had 2 passes and then 2 go see it.
Yeah, if you're a horror fan, I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me.
It's not gonna be for everyone.
I agree.
For a lot of people.
Yeah,
So,
for a majority of people, I
I
would
think
say.
a lot of people who probably go into this movie knowing
Know
it's
what
a
they're
horror
getting.
movie
Yeah.
with Mia Goth, they're kind of just expecting like an
Yeah.
X or a
Yeah.
Pearl,
Which I haven't seen
which
either.
is
of them.
not. It's not gonna be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very different movie.
I think based on the audience of Auditorium, you can tell that they kind of just like film. Like they're film fans in particular.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
if they came like, hey, I have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
The people who stayed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So I think we should go into like the story now. So is it Stellan or Alexander Skarsgård?
Alexander.
Alexander's
Yeah.
Stellan's the dad.
Sounds like that.
I think it's, that
Daddy.
was Bill. Is it not Bill?
Bill is
Penny-
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Bill's Pennywise. So
And then there's Gustav.
there's a Gustav.
There's a Gustav.
Who's the Northman?
There's way too
Northman
many. That
is
one's
Alexander.
Alexander.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Alexander Skarsgård and I think it was Cleopatra Coleman. Their characters, they're just doing their thing in the resort, but they get approached by Mia Goth and her boyfriend/husband saying, "Oh, we're gonna go on this trip. Let's go outside the resort," which they said is prohibited. They go outside the resort. They go drinking. They go clubbing. And at the end of the night, they're driving back, but they're also drunk, so they have Alexander Skarsgård drive. But when they do that, the Alexander accidentally runs over an innocent person. But when that happens, they're all like, "Oh, we need to call the police. We need to call the police." But this country is so strict with their laws. Like, "Oh, if you do that, we're gonna get executed." So they all go back to the compound, and then the next day, they actually do get captured. And Alexander Skarsgård is going to be
They get turned in.
turned in. And then Alexander Skarsgård's character was going to be executed, but the official said, we have this rule for foreigners and I believe diplomats that if you commit a crime punishable by execution, you can actually do this procedure where we make a double of your body, and then the people get to execute your double, you get to walk away free. But it's a very, very, very expensive procedure.
Yep.
So it goes from there, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's very much like almost an AI kind of narrative.
Felt like Us.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, what? Okay, yeah.
I
Felt like Us.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just having the second person not knowing which one's real. But
Yeah.
they didn't even dive into that too much.
That's
Yeah,
true.
It
because-
wasn't a lot about the body
body
double.
doubles,
It was
yeah.
about the experience that they were doing with these body doubles.
Yeah.
Because
Like
Living
a
life
descent into
on the
madness
edge.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do say that the doubles have the same memories and feelings of the original, but then they kind of don't really go into that because like they killed fake Alexander.
That was harrowing though. That was crazy.
That was really cool.
The kid
Oh.
stabbed him like 25 times. I
Yeah.
counted it.
You kind of enjoyed it.
I really
Yeah.
liked when the scene where you thought that it was just them in the cell at
That
first,
was-
and
yeah.
then they go in and then they all get executed. And
That
you
was
see
the
them
funniest
clapping
moment.
and cheering. I liked that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I had a big smile on my face when
Me
that
too.
happened.
Oh, so you laughed?
It was like a good. It was
You
a
want to swap, Aaron?
good,
Sure.
It was a good twist.
It was really cool.
I read
And I feel
Focus, it
like
was too
for me,
over.
I don't know, that kind of that part of the movie was just I don't want to say fun because it was kind of sick, but just the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
like where they just kept doing insane shit, killing people,
Yeah.
getting away with it. At that point, I feel like they definitely don't know who's the real or who's the double because they don't. They
Yes,
remember
I
being
thought that
caught.
was
I
very
thought that was going to be the
Yeah.
premise of the movie. Is, oh, is he the real one or is he the fake one?
Yeah,
but
but
they
they
didn't
still
really
don't
address
care.
that.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
live the rest of their life not caring. I think that
Yeah.
at first they were saying that kind of just to scare. What was his name in the movie?
James.
James
Scare
Foster.
James Bond.
Just to get him out of his comfort zone.
James.
But I don't think they care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the whole thing is like just showing the rich people being just so careless. Like, oh, when you have money, you don't have a care in the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I probably 'cause I thought Alvin for sure wasn't gonna like this. 'Cause we kind of no, like I knew he wasn't, but like
okay.
we kind of invited him, like, oh, I want to see his reaction.
A ramble. I wanted a classic Alvin ramble.
We're like, oh, he hated the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us hated it.
No, I feel nothing for this movie. Like I wouldn't watch it again, but I'm not mad that I watched it because I just watching more movies. I think that's just something that I want.
It's a win for everyone to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
consume more
Yeah,
content.
exactly. Right. It's not like a blockbuster that we're watching.
Tentpole, yeah.
Yeah, it feels it's good to watch different stuff.
It was
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
January.
My
movie.
biggest
Nothing
take-
else is out.
Exactly.
Megan came out, right?
Oh yeah.
We should check that out.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway when I watched this movie was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was
Yeah.
telling them that I don't know what the message is of this movie because it's as you
Film
go
is
on,
about truth.
huh?
Film is about truth.
It is about
And
truth
finding
and
I don't want to sit next to him here. We
Yeah.
can-
oh my god. Yeah. So, like, do we just go into like the ending? Because I mean, now there's like they do hostage situations. Like all these rich people. There's like essentially a country club of people who have these body double. I did like when they do this first hostage scene where all these rich guys say, "Oh, we need to take out an executive," right? But then they actually all get caught by the police. And when they're waiting in that waiting room to be executed, like, hey, we've been waiting like hours,
Yeah, they're
dude.
treating it like an
Yeah,
experience.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good. I actually did like that. I was like, man, you guys are so fucking pretentious. Like,
They're entitled.
yeah, entitled. Like, oh, hurry up so we can get our doubles and be done with
Yeah,
this. Like,
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was
That
good.
one
I was
was
like,
good.
you guys deserve to die.
I thought whenever, I don't know if you guys felt this, whenever I saw the copy of Stellan or Alexander, I almost laughing every
yeah.
time because it was like, yeah, he was the dog,
Yeah.
and then just him getting the shit beat out of him, like, or I don't know, it was a very weird movie, and like the horror aspects of it, I think they purposely wanted to make it funny to kind of like counteract just the disturbing nature of the movie. But I don't know if I ever truly laughed. I laughed
laughed.
at it. I laughed
Yeah.
at it.
It's like
I laughed
there's,
at it.
there's
Yeah.
moments where it's not supposed to be funny, but then just based on the situation that the characters are in, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like when he has the thing that says.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
He just had a fucking mouth guard.
Yeah.
And like his mouth was just open.
Yeah.
That was funny. I laughed at that. But,
Because I mean, there's not much to say. I think like
You gotta experience it.
you gotta
it is an
experience it.
experience. I don't think the story is gonna really evolve as you're watching the 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, like you said, it's a memorable movie for sure. It's almost like a roller coaster.
It is. It's a trip.
Yeah, yeah. Mia Goth, I think if there's one reason to check this movie out, it's because she's really good in this, and I haven't seen Extra Pearl. And like we said earlier, or I'm gonna go into the twist.
Yeah.
So you find out that James has been duped by this rich group this whole time. They never cared about him. They just found this pathetic, failed writer, and they're like, "Oh man, we're gonna take him along, our gags and everything." And
It's like a hazing almost.
Yeah,
and
that's a
there's-
good comparison.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a moment when he tries to leave the resort, like he got his passport.
That was
'cause-
good.
Yeah.
He hid
Which
his
also I
passport.
didn't get that. I
Yeah.
didn't like that.
I'll tell
You
you.
didn't
No,
like that?
No, because like I think it was
He was
too
a
early for him to like this experience to want to stay here.
he was a changed man. Like that was so traumatic that I could buy. Like, all right, that fucked him up so bad.
Yeah.
That I was like, maybe
didn't
I'll
buy
stay here.
that.
Maybe I'll stay here.
Alexander Skarsgård's performance was also good. I think just as good as Mia Goth, and especially when he first sees himself getting executed, he kind of has this smile.
smirk.
Yeah.
That was messed
Yeah,
up.
that was fucked up. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe. And I leaned over to Amber. I was like, oh, I think that's the double. Maybe the double.
That would have been a good
survive.
twist. That would have been a good twist.
Which
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because it doesn't really leave it open ended. It's like 100% the original.
Yeah.
Saw everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Alexander Skarsgård, Mia Goth, they did great, and I really liked his wife. I think it was,
She wasn't in it enough. I
Cleopatra.
wish she was in
I
it
liked her
more.
reactions though. I thought
Yeah.
like the scene where she said, "Oh, I'm disgusted by you that you
Yeah.
can watch yourself die
Yeah.
and not."
That
have
was like a
reaction."
shot at us. I mean, that was intentional. It's like, oh, a shot at the audience. That like,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that horror or just moviegoers are you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen's
Yeah.
got somewhere to go.
So let's get his score before he leaves.
Before I go, my score is gonna be a thumbs up.
So it's a
Nice.
watch. You
Yeah,
should
it's a watch. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Nice.
See you, Owen.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye,
Good night,
Owen.
man.
It was good seeing you with you.
Yeah, so it was good. We had the horror aficionado. He came through. And,
Bye.
yeah, have a good night, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like the passport twist. I thought that was
Stupid.
It wasn't believable for me because it happened when he hides the passport. This is the first time he saw himself get killed, and me, I'm like, oh, there's no way that was enough of a trigger for him to stay. Because
later on he goes on these like drug binges and like alcohol parties with the
They
rich
just
people.
set it up more.
I would have bought it if the party happened right after when he was with them and then he had the passport.
Or if they had him be like, oh, he was like a recovering alcoholic or drug addict, so it can maybe show him fall off the wagon. But he was a relatively normal person. To like, oh, what enticed you so much? But it can be like an experience. It's like the idea of, oh, this rich man experience that it is just so orgasmic to see yourself die.
It's like a Westworld.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What else can we go into? So they had the passport, which I didn't truly buy.
What about?
I didn't know what it was on. Did you guys tell what it was immediately? I thought it was that a phone?
No, I didn't
I thought it was a
I
passport.
was like, what the fuck is that? And I heard Owen laughing. I was like, what am I missing? I was like, oh, it's a passport. Okay.
What
We
about?
talked about Mia Goth's performance. Alexander Skarsgård's performance was good. The twist of the body doubles. Do you guys? I think we should go into like the graphic scenes of it, like the drug trips. Like those were just gratuitous.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah,
Some of them went I think for at least like 5 or 6 minutes. Like, damn, you're still going.
Yeah, there's like an orgy scene. It was like,
yeah.
Yeah, they were going into a lot. So
And I feel like they never truly
pay off.
not like that. Like there's a whole thing with this like these masks that they can get at the gift shop, and they look like they're like old skins repurposed and stuff like that. That never was addressed or had any significance.
Yeah.
A lot of it felt like to have it for shock and awe.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
To me, it just like my biggest thing is I feel like the movie just had nothing to say about anything. Like maybe about like being rich people's like privileges, but I feel like so many other movies and film
Address it better.
And it's like, oh, if you have a horror thing, like why don't you go all the way? Like the idea of like body horror. Like if you guys have seen Cyberpunk Edge Runner, shout out that's a really good show that has to deal with like addiction and body horror. And I thought this was gonna be that, and it was not.
Yeah.
I can
You
go
don't
Twitch
need
with
you don't
y'all.
need to address the exposure. It looked overexposed.
I can go
Okay.
Twitch with y'all. I want
Sure.
to hear your thoughts too.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like there's not much more we can really say. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts, because I almost thought of like, oh, should we? When I saw the couple leave, I'm like, oh man, maybe should we leave to get our money back? But I was like, I'm in too deep. I want to know the end.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left, but
Oh.
I wouldn't have left either. I don't really know what else. I have no other words.
like, what do you guys not like? How about that? You go
I
into
didn't
what
like a
you
lot.
hated.
I think the story wasn't good. I'll say, I guess I'm taking the gloves off. Yeah,
Take the gloves off. Take the gloves off.
I
Go
do
ahead.
not. I do not think the movie was good. Yeah, literally, just throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I think
So you're saying bad movie?
I don't know if it's a bad movie. I think the story's bad. I think the acting is great.
Lack thereof.
Yeah, like we said, I don't know what maybe I missed the theme. I know it's like I think there were some parts about class and like maybe like pleasure, but I think it didn't know what it wanted to be. Like I feel like there were so many possible like themes they could tackle, like
Some here, some there,
Exactly,
but
like
they
AI
don't really
rights, like,
dunk
or-
on anything.
yeah, like maybe like AI rights, like or these copies
AI
just
rights?
no, like they
Yeah,
could have
sent-
went to like
sentience.
homo sentience, like the
doubles.
the doubles, yeah, like,
Yeah,
do they
yeah.
have rights? Should we feel sad that they're
I did a little bit.
experiencing this pain?
Yeah.
They don't go into that,
Yeah.
and I mean,
'Cause also, it is similar because was it you that mentioned White Lotus or was it Amir?
yeah, White Lotus on.
And I
that
think the
aspect.
problem with White Lotus too is that I think those seasons really never know how to end. This I think has that same problem. It's just like, okay, rich people go home, and
Yeah.
I get the shock factor, like, oh, what? They're totally okay.
They have a normal
with,
life.
Yeah, and I was like, I get that, but
I actually like the ending for James. How he chooses this life instead of a normal life because
Oh,
it's
so
more.
you think it means that he's gonna completely indulge into?
oh wait,
He
did
doesn't
he
have money.
stay?
doesn't
Yeah,
have
he
money.
stayed.
He stayed.
He stayed
How did
at
you
the
know
resort.
that?
Because it's
he was at,
raining.
yeah, the umbrellas. That was
Yeah.
at the resort. He never went back home.
He didn't-
But
he
he
never went back
he
Oh,
shouldn't have the money
where it
to
showed that raining, he was in that room or some shit.
Yeah, because
that was the beach.
that was the beach of the resort.
I didn't. He was in that shot. I didn't see him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I was just looking at the tables.
But he wouldn't have the money to live that life. So I'm like, oh, maybe is it like, I don't know.
Addiction?
He couldn't have lived the life. He didn't have the
Addiction?
money. He was a failed
Yeah, no,
author.
that's exactly. It's addiction. I think this movie talks about addiction, and the links to go like.
I guess. I mean, yeah, it's like addiction to like the fucking extreme, like
Yeah.
killing.
Yeah, but I think the ending for me, I think it stuck the landing for James's character. It was a very satisfying ending for him because, I mean, he's a scumbag because he leaves his wife,
Yeah.
right? But it's also like
Yeah.
he's.
They're all bad people,
Yes.
except the wife. She's-
Mia Goth is a piece of fucking shit. They're all
Yeah.
pieces of fucking
Yeah.
shit, but
Yeah.
she had the gun throughout the movie, so I would argue she was the great
worst.
scene was with the bus, where he just wanted to go home,
Yeah.
and Mia Goth and all of the rich bastards, they literally shoot the window. I was like, oh, we're gonna start killing all of you
Yeah.
if you don't hand over the little coward known
Yeah.
as James.
Yeah.
Which that was like a funny moment and like good horror, but yeah, I don't think this movie was great. It didn't live up to my expectations, unfortunately.
Can I swap with you, Aaron? I
Yeah.
have some thoughts
So
to say
let's
on
get to the end. I guess because we're getting to scores or not yet.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say
Yeah.
about this movie.
I guess for my score, I would give it a 5 out of 10. I give it
I
a
thought
5.
you. Oh, you do 5s. Okay, you do out of 10.
I do out of 10. Yeah,
Alvin?
it's a 5 out of 10.
I'll do like a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. 2 out of 5.
And then
Here you go.
Man of the hour, Omi, what do you think? So I was going into what I didn't like about the movie. I think a lot of stuff that they said I agreed with. I think payoff wasn't there. I would have really pushed the horror of it. Like I think I just don't know what the message was. Like addiction and richness. I guess your rich isms.
Yeah.
But I give the movie. I give it a C minus. I give it a
So you do
minus.
minuses.
Oh yeah, minuses have always been.
Yeah, the GPA matters.
Yeah, GPA does matter.
Yeah.
I give it a C minus. Would I watch it again? Maybe.
I don't think I
Actually,
could.
To
I don't think I would.
understand, to get a better understanding, I would watch it again. Maybe.
No.
Not in
I
theater. I
wouldn't.
wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
But I do want to see more of Mia Goth. I think I can't.
Yeah, just watch other her movies that she's in.
I want to see what the kind of the narrative of this movie is. I want to see what everyone's kind of reaction is.
Yeah, because I saw shout out to like Perry Nemiroff. I just saw a little bit of her tweet that she loved the first half of the movie and then the second half loses focus, which I could see like because the second half is all about like more on the
Pleasure.
and the hostage situation, like all the crimes that they were doing and getting away with it. Like,
Yeah. You know, just to leave it off, I think the pacing of the first half is good, but then once it gets to this, like the second half, it gets really stagnant, like Amber talked
So like
about.
when the wife leaves, is when you think the movie dips.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah,
see
because
it.
it's like we said, it's the same scenes kind of going over and over again.
I
exactly.
agree.
Murdering,
Murder,
sex.
sex, alcohol, murder, more sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give it a C minus.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
a fun watch.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's
It was a fun watch for the experience. That's what movies are all about. Movies are about experience. When I watch
And
this
finding truth.
or a 7 superhero movie, I would watch this.
Yeah, it's kind of like John Wick if you think about it.
Oh
I
my
don't think it's more
god.
like John Wick. I think it's
It's like
more,
a simple story.
No, because
What
the
is it
story's
like?
the story's complicated as shit. I think it's.
Oh my god.
It's kind of like Lord of the Rings.
No, that's a simple story
don't know,
too.
you-
I think I'm
you
gonna
come
give
up
you the
with it.
complicated. The complicated one, I think, is more of like Return of the Jedi or maybe Empire Strikes Back.
What the fuck?
It's
Dude,
like,
that's-
like Empire Strikes Back.
Oh my god, dude, fuck you.
Oh my god. It's a
No.
complicated story. I don't know what the message is, but it was a fun watch. I was happy to watch with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway. I'm always just glad watching it with all four, like friends.
We all have very different takes on it, so I'm just.
Yeah.
I knew Alvin wasn't gonna like it. I think me
Yeah.
and we went. I expected a 9. I really thought I was gonna get like a 9.
No, yeah, they kept saying to me, your life is about to change, Alvin.
Yeah, I was sad.
As a joke though, it wasn't like he truly believed because I don't think my expectation like I did expect it to be good, but I don't think my expectations
I
were
thought it
too
was gonna be
high.
like an ex machina level of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie to me, but I just feel nothing for this movie.
Yeah, it was shot well. I like this. I thought the cinematography was great.
It was dull. No, I'm not
I
gonna
agree.
lie.
When you were saying it was beautiful, I'm like, what shot?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
just great.
No,
Yeah.
I thought what was a really good shot was like that played into like the horror was the first time he got arrested, and you see the guard in the background. Like since they had him.
Oh, that
like,
was
on
cool. He looked like an alien
he had
body.
an alien head. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
wow,
was
that's
cool.
pretty great.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But yeah, I thought it was
But
shot
yeah.
well. I thought it was shot well.
That's
The score was okay.
our review. You know, I don't know if I recommend it like we said,
Yeah.
but I mean, hopefully this review can help you come to a conclusion for yourself. You can make that decision.
Yeah.
And you know, let us know if you've seen it, whether you liked it, what was maybe your favorite part or least favorite part. And yeah, you guys have anything to say before we log off?
The next movie we're seeing is maybe Knock at the Cabin. So
That one looks good.
keep an eye
Yeah.
out for that. That or like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna try to keep getting more reviews out. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
See you guys.